Welcome to Hot Takes and Beer Breaks.
We were over intoxicated and underinformed.
We're just three dudes talking news and drinking booze.
I'm John.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Justin.
All right, everyone. We're doing this podcast remotely. We're all in different locations because of COVID this week. How are you guys doing? Are you guys staying safe? You all right?
So with today, I brought my TV remote and my surround sound remote. Which remotes did you guys bring in?
That's clever. I got my TV remote right here.
Prop comedy.
Dang it, I don't have a remote.
But we're doing it remotely, John.
Well, I know, and I have no remote. That's a problem. Anyway, it's good to see you guys. You guys look great.
You're welcome.
Let's just jump into it because WandaVision ended Friday after this recording. What did you guys think of the overall series? Like, what would you give it out of 10? How many beer breaks would you give it, Jason?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh, that's
No.
How many magical beer breaks would you give it?
No. It was good. I enjoyed it.
8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, Jason?
Okay, nope, not ranking it. Nope.
Justin, what do you think?
I would give it 8.7 beer breaks out of takes.
Okay.
I
give it
thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh.
Yeah, I'll sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but 9 out of 10.
All right. We can see that. So I'd like to bring us to a segment of this podcast and this topic called Things I Thought About Before I Went to Bed and Couldn't Really Fall Asleep. So I thought of things that sounded like things.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Make sure you have that whole tagged as the whole thing.
Of course.
So
Got it.
I have a question for you boys. I have a bunch of questions in one statement.
Okay.
So a bunch of questions and one statement. Question. When Vision and Wanda, during the thing, when they're making their Avengers Assemble in the bedroom. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So if it's that time of the month for Wanda, I have a question. And if she happened to have a body-shaking orgasm, would she call that her Scarlet Twitch?
Oh my god.
Okay, we should probably give spoiler warnings for WandaVision if you haven't seen it already. But
True, but I also have another question.
Continue. Yes.
In the movie Endgame, I have a question regarding that. When Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow hit the ground, did Scarlet twitch?
Oh my god.
Oh god. Continue.
Okay, so if Clifford the Big Red Dog had a sister, would you call it the Scarlet Bitch?
No, because it's red.
Scarlet is a shade of red.
I guess it depends on how dark his sister would be.
Speaking of darkness, let's say there was a giant hole in the ground. Okay, and the only way people were able to see it is if they took their headlights and all circled around this big hole in the ground. Would you guys call that a car-lit ditch?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
And then I got
Is that it? You got
one more.
Okay.
So for the show on WandaVision, out of all the possibilities for them to like give to Wanda of like what she could be, like Sorcerer Supreme and shit like that, which is the best choice?
I'm confused by the question. What do you?
I didn't ask a question, John. I said I had a bunch of questions in a statement. I said out of all the choices they had for like her title, which is a good choice?
I'll Scarlet Witch, I guess.
No, which is a good choice? I'm making a
choice.
Oh god.
He's not asking the question of which. He's saying the which.
It was. I hate you. Because it was phrased in the way of a question.
And yes, this is all shit I thought about when I couldn't sleep last night.
That's all you thought about? That was all terrible. I want you to know that.
It was like 11 o'clock, and I was tired.
Was there any disappointment you guys had with the series, though? Like, was there anything you wanted to see happen that didn't happen? Like, because a lot of people are probably complaining about the ending. Anything like that?
Personally, in terms of the whole series, I did something differently that I didn't do with the other Marvel cinematic stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't research at all into any of like the comic backgrounds, any of the previous Easter eggs or stuff. I just watched it face value.
Okay.
And I was satisfied the whole time.
Jason, are you this? Did you like? You were the same way. I watched like all the theories, and I wanted to see certain things happen, but I was not disappointed. Like I enjoyed where the series was going. There was also rumors that they were going to have more stuff happen, but because of COVID, they had to cut a lot of stuff out. So it was really good, and I hope they do more shows like that. You guys have any other final thoughts on it, or anything else you want to say on the matter?
Jason, what did you feel about the boner joke?
That was quite clever.
I thought it was pretty good. Yeah.
Would you say it was quick-witted?
I would say it was quick-witted.
Yes. But what do you guys think this entails for the future of the MCU?
That's a very good question.
Whether it be storylines, whether it be if they're going to do more TV shows versus more movies, or...
I think it definitely set up another big bad that's going to be showing up. Like it definitely felt more like it was a show to kind of explain how Wanda is going to be called Scarlet Witch officially in the MCU, and that's basically all it is. And it's teasing another big bad. That's what I got out of it. How do you guys?
I think it was because Doctor Strange brought magic into the universe, but like he also brought like interdimensional shit.
Yeah.
So I feel like this very much solidified that there is magic within the MCU.
Yeah. And maybe witches outside of just like Doctor Strange's order, because you get the sense of like Doctor Strange and all his people are the only magicians, but now we get the idea that no, there's more magicians than we think. Right?
Yeah, there's somebody coming through who's a boss ass witch.
Nice. Well, do you want to continue canceling Dr. Seuss and Mr. Potato Head? We're done. We're canceling that. No? Yeah?
No.
Yeah.
Well, why?
We're not actually canceling Dr. Seuss. Their publication that's in charge of it basically said 6 books depict racial elements they don't want to depict anymore. So they want to take those out of circulation. So they're not canceling Dr. Seuss. They're just basically saying these hold values. The 6 books are. And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, if I ran the zoo, McGilliott's Pool, on Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. You guys know any of those books? Or
nope.
I feel like I've heard If I Ran the Zoo.
I think that might be the only one, right?
No, I think you're thinking of the Matt Damon movie.
If We Bought a Zoo?
Yeah.
It could be.
Okay, so Jason may or may not have heard of one, or being confused with the Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
That's true. There's one and the same. And then also Mr. Potato Head's not being canceled. What they're doing is they're rebranding it the Potato Family or whatever, the Potato Heads, and there's still Mr. Potato Head and still Mrs. Potato Head. There's just more Potato Heads now. So
Good.
Just a lot of
the Dr. Seuss thing, though. We should talk about that because was there public outcry to get rid of these, or was it just hey, we're looking at our back catalog and it's kind of fucked up?
Yeah, I think it was just people probably that have to like value their jobs have to like say like, oh, we're going to take these books out of circulation. You know what I mean? Like they're probably hired to do these kind of things, to like look at what they're doing and putting out, and probably said, we're going to take these out of circulation. And that's all they did.
And let me guess, people are up in arms about it.
Very much so, yeah. A lot of people, took it as, oh, the liberals are trying to cancel Dr. Seuss now, and that's not what happened. I understand cancel culture is a thing going on right now, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But this is not an example of it. This is just an example of a private company doing what they think is in the best interest of their company. You know what I mean? Like,
no, John, you don't understand. This is the liberal communist agenda trying to take away our doctors and our Seusses.
I guess so.
What I want
We're
to get is people were complaining about freaking like Dr. Fauci this entire time, complaining about other medical professionals this entire time, and now this is the doctor they want to die on and defend.
They want to protect, not a real doctor either.
I thought he was a doctor.
I don't think he's I think it's just a title.
Well, I don't think he's a physician because I think he passed away, but
I mean, like, he's definitely not somebody I go to for medical advice, mostly because you're right, he's dead, so he passed away.
I mean, he can count a couple of fish and identify their color.
He can do that, and he can have dogs go to a tree or something. Go go.
And then hops on pops, and then.
What was your favorite Dr. Seuss book growing up? Because mine was Go Dog Go.
Probably One Fish, Two Fish.
Okay. Classic. I like Go the Places You'll Go.
Oh,
all right. Okay.
That's a banger in terms of Dr. Seuss books.
I know, right?
All right, let's get it to someone else that's getting canceled, or not if we have anything to say about it, us millennials, because Gen Z wants to cancel Eminem. That was trending this week. They picked a weird line. They wanted to cancel him specifically because of Love the Way You Lie featuring Rihanna, the song, and the line is...
hold on. Before we even get into this, that's the song?
Yeah. That's the song that all this hype is over.
And it's specifically this line. I'm going to read it to you, Justin. If she ever tries to fucking leave again, apologies for swearing. If she ever tries to fucking leave again, I'm going to tie her to the bed and set the house on fire. And people took issue with this. That's not even his worst one.
No, he's had way worse.
That is far from his worst one.
It's just one of his most mainstream songs that got popular, and if he was to get canceled, it's for other things that he said on record, on recordings. Like, that's not the one to go after for.
Yeah.
I should probably, I'm not even the biggest Eminem fan.
You don't appreciate good rap.
Shut up. I don't really care if he is here or not here, but I respect Eminem as a great rapper, and no, this is not what you cancel him for. He's not going to get canceled. I don't think we're ever going to let that happen. This is he's very much of that time, you know what I mean? And I think we recognize that his lyrics a little graphic or fiction. So
yeah, it's aggro rap. What do you expect?
Yeah, I think people just have to recognize that music is an expression of thoughts and feelings, and not necessarily, it doesn't lead to any kind of behavior, you know what I mean? So I think it was crazy too. Something this is me personally, I want to cancel this guy. I'm done with this. I can't believe they did this. Skip Bayless is getting $32 million from FS1. Why? Because you're talking about him right now. He gets news. When I heard about this news, it was on Saturday I heard about it. I went on a half an hour rant. Skip Bayless is the worst. He's famous for lying about somebody's sexual identity. He claimed Troy Aikman was gay, and that's why he's famous. And now he's getting $32 million. You know what, Justin? You're gonna have to take the bullet on this one. We're gonna have to lie about your sexuality.
Cool.
Take you down. $32 million. That's crazy. What do you guys think? Too much money? You don't care?
I mean, does he get the ratings? Do people listen to him?
I don't know. Jason,
what's he talking about? Sports? Besides him,
he is the lead guy on FS1.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. He gets ratings, yeah. He's just
that's all that matters.
He drums up controversy because he says all the dumb takes that make everyone else feel smarter. I listen to Skip Bayless. I'm I know more about sports than Skip Bayless.
How often do you listen to him?
I don't want to admit to that.
Did you hear that Casper mattress ad that he was playing?
I try to stay away from Skip Bayless. I don't really care about him, especially since that he's at FS1 now. But that's a lot of money to be throwing at Skip Bayless.
I mean, you're talking about him. We're talking about it now. It's a thing. You got to embrace it.
Yeah, exactly.
God dang it. You're right. I'm just upset about it.
You should be.
We should
why aren't we making $32 million?
He's my inspiration. If he can make $32 million, we're dumb enough to make $32 million.
Set your bar a little lower, John.
Okay, $31 million.
There we go.
Each. We could do it.
Take out a few zeros, like all of them.
$30.
We can make $30 as a podcast. I believe in us.
That's a dream.
All right. So, Jason, this is something I know you're going to be super excited about. This is the space hurricane. That was the first one ever recorded. Basically, a whirlwind of plasma coming in, hit the northern hemisphere. Crazy. Jason, do you want to talk about it? I know you skimmed the article.
Yeah, I mean, apparently this thing happens. This is basically how you get the northern and southern lights.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's basically what this comes from. Yeah. Or like what those come from, I should say.
Yeah, like the influx of plasma, right, from the sun.
That's what makes all the pretty colors.
I'd like to point out that space hurricane also sounds like a crazy party drug in a club scene.
Oh yeah, probably is.
That would probably also cause northern lights.
Probably.
Maybe the scientists were on some space hurricane when they saw the space hurricane.
Damn, man.
Wouldn't that be a twist of fate? All right, let's talk about the COVID relief real quick.
Is it relief?
It's a relief that it got passed. Was it? No. Okay.
Wow.
Thanks.
Wow. Give this man $32 billion.
I deserve it. I'm dumb enough to get $32 million.
You know what? I will agree with you on that, John.
Thank you. It's about time someone agreed on me with that. So here we go. The COVID relief bill got passed. It got passed widely because of just Democratic support. Almost no Republicans supported it. It includes 1,400 stimulus checks, a lot less than 2,000 we were being promised, right?
How many Republicans did side with it?
None in the Senate.
In the Senate, none. How many in the House?
I didn't see the exact numbers in that House.
It was 4.
It was 4? Okay.
Yeah.
It was 4? Okay. Sorry, I saw the article that said...
okay, I could read.
Thank you.
I've done a bit of reading before.
Another reason I deserve $32 million. I can't read.
Give this man the world.
$300 per week for jobless benefits through the summer. And a child allowance. I had to look that up. That's when you have a child, you get like extra money from the government.
You're a man-child, John.
I was a little pissed. I thought I was really excited when I saw that. Up to $3,600 for 1 year, $350 billion for state aid, $34 billion to expand Affordable Care Act subsidies, and $14 billion for vaccine distribution. So, $1.9 trillion being passed, and that's going out to the people and other things as well.
How many is going to corporations?
I'm sure we'll find out. It's a big document. I just read the bullet points.
Why didn't you read the whole thing?
Read the whole thing before tonight.
Take it.
Listen, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of money that goes to big corporations and stuff like that and helps them out. But as long as people are getting money, I don't really care. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Well, the way I feel about this is we should be giving all of that 1.9 trillion to the corporations on top.
Yeah.
And then if you sprinkle it down like rain, the money will rain down, and then because gravity, it'll come down like the side, down, face on, down.
So far, so good.
It'll, dare I say, trickle,
and kind of like Can we brand it like something like fall down economics, like it's falling down?
No, we can do better.
We do better.
Gravitational pull down economics.
Slipping down economics.
Yeah,
something like that. We'll get it. We'll get it eventually.
Workshop.
Yeah. I mean, who cares? Like, if people who get money, like maybe they deserve more. I guess that's not really for us to decide.
No, it's for the people we put in office to decide. But that'll never change because people in office are megalomaniacs who don't understand how much the value of a dollar is to just somebody who's poor.
Go on, son. All right. What are you guys drinking today? Because we're all in different locations. We all didn't get the same beer. Some of us aren't even drinking beer.
No, my beer is just far away from me, and I can't grab it right now.
Jason, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a key lime sour from Brooklyn Brewery.
Cool.
Is that Brooklyn, New York?
Yes, it is Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. Ooh, nice. How is it?
That's not bad. It's pretty good.
All right, out of 10 Mets Jets, how many would you rate it?
No, it's fine. John, what are you drinking? No, it's fine. John, what are you drinking?
Wait, hold on. Out of 10 depressing playoff finals of the Mets, how many would you rate it?
John, what are you drinking? John, what are you
Jason.
I'm not indulging. What are you drinking? I'm not indulging.
Out of 10,000.
I'm just going to mute Justin so he can't hear, so I cannot hear him anymore.
Then the pod won't hear me.
That's fine. That's fine.
Wait, how many times would you mute me? Out of 10.
Go, John.
All right. I'm drinking Cold Snap because the end of winter's coming, and I just want to finish this up. And it's a 10 out of 10 in my book because it's a great winter beer. Sam Adams Cold Snap. That's what you're about to ask.
And where can you find Sam Adams?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Boston.
So answer me this. That's not Sam. Why is that not Sam Adams on the front?
Is it not?
Oh, you want a quick hot take? That ain't Sam Adams. Sam Adams. He was an ugly dude.
I mean, this guy does kind of look like you, Justin. Are you sure it's not an ugly dude?
It might be. That is Paul Revere on the front.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like Paul Revere.
You learn something every day.
England's ejaculating himself. Oh, the British are coming. Sorry, wrong words.
Justin, what are you drinking?
I am drinking out of my Harry Potter glass with the golden snitch ice cube inside. I made a little cocktail. I took some lemon juice and some lime juice, and I mixed it with Captain Morgan. And it is okay at best.
You gotta put a splash of Red Bull in it.
I was limited on freaking chasers, limited on mixers, limited on alcohol. I had whatever was in the cabinets.
Well, I mean, since St. Patty's Day is coming up next week, we're going to be doing Irish car bombs on the pod next week, so look forward for that too.
Nice. We should look into the origin of Irish car bombs and talk about how the IRA is maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. We'll get some takes.
I didn't know where you were going with that, and I was like, don't end with it being maybe a good thing. Okay.
Tune in next week.
Tune in. Well, speaking of the IRA and who they were fighting against, let's talk about the royal family. That was a good transition, right?
Yeah.
It was pretty close. All right. So the royal family's got drama. I don't know if any of you guys watched the videos that came out. I tried to watch some of the highlights and watch the full thing because it was a 2-hour interview with Meghan Markle,
Nice.
Carson Wentz, who I call Carson Wentz, who's Prince Harry, and Oprah Winfrey.
Why didn't you lead with Oprah?
Because Oprah is the closer, the most important one. You finish last.
You gotta start strong. And then trickle down to some ex-royalty.
I thought the most important was at the bottom. That's why I had to trickle down, because the important ones get it at the bottom, right? That's why it works. All right. So Meghan Markle went on the interview, basically said that once she married Prince Harry and was in the royal family, she didn't feel very safe. She felt like the community around her wasn't protecting her in the tabloids and correcting false stories, and kind of let her mental health fall down. She expressed at times that she felt suicidal, especially after her pregnancy. Once she got married in, she felt like she talked about stories about how when she was pregnant with her child, that like people expressed concerns over the race of the baby, like how dark the skin color was, and they weren't going to give him a royal title, probably because of it. And she talked about race being a huge factor in why she felt like she was treated differently. stuff like that. And Prince Harry basically came out and, defended his wife and said there's a lot of things going on in the royal family, exposed a lot of, aired out a lot of the dirty laundry. So, I don't know. How do you guys feel? Like, do you believe that? Do you think maybe they're just complaining and they don't really understand the full aspect of the royal family, stuff like that? What do you...
Well, I mean, didn't they take out Princess Di for having a lover who happened to not be fully white? Allegedly took out.
Wasn't that it was a tabloid thing, right? Like she was run off the road by the tabloids, and a lot of people think it was actually the royal family that did it.
It was some sketchy shit, and yeah. So I don't think it's against the crown's opinion of. Look what colonialism was. They took over most of the world today.
Yep.
There was genocides by famine over in India, thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands, I think, just in the name of moving around white people to this entire world.
Mm-hmm.
And now people are shocked that the royal family, which has been the iconic centerpiece of freaking the British Kingdom for the longest time, is racist. The milky ass white family in charge of the country's image.
I don't know if anyone's shocked. I think a lot of people have a vested interest in denying that it's happening because they don't want to see the royal family damaged or whatever. But I think a majority of the people, at least the majority of people I've seen, have been very on Meghan Markle's side. You know what I mean? Like basically applauding her for speaking. Obviously you go anywhere, some people are bashing her, saying how could you complain, you had the dream life. But on the other side, maybe she didn't have the dream life. Maybe she had things to air out and grievance. And I don't know. It's been welcoming seeing some people's reaction to it.
Well, I know when you bring a commoner into the royals, you can't expect them to mesh properly.
Definitely. Did you see this?
It's fucking.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
you should.
Did you see this? There's this weird wrinkle to this story. So someone that trended after this, the Monday morning after, was Piers Morgan, who is basically an asshole, right? Apparently, just before she met Harry, Piers Morgan, and her went on a few, I don't know if she would consider them dates. I don't know if anyone considered them dates. Maybe Piers Morgan did, but they went out for drinks a few times, and I don't know if it was maybe in a professional sense or whatever. But I guess the way Piers told the story a few years ago was he put Meghan in a cab, and she went off to a party and met Prince Harry, and then basically ghosted him and never talked to him again. And it seems, and Pierce went on a rant on Monday morning, calling Meghan Markle a diva, basically saying how could you whine and complain about this? And it's crazy because it's just this broken-hearted man who was ghosted by this girl that probably was never attracted to him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she, I don't know. But he's really going against her because she didn't want to have anything to do with him. I thought that was a crazy wrinkle to the story.
So he's just mad because she has principles.
Very good. Jason, do you have any thoughts on this subject? Do you care? Do you not care?
No, I don't know why people care so much about them. To be completely
honest, why do you not care about the royals? Damn it!
I don't know why.
I don't know if I care about the royals, but definitely when she was getting married and everything, it felt like she was getting trashed in the media. So I care more about her mental health. And for me, I just look at her and I go, I hope she's okay. You know what I mean? Especially expressing her suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean? I think that's much more important than necessarily the royal family. The royal family is probably messed up, and I don't think anyone should really care about them. But Meghan Markle specifically, I hope she's okay. That's who I care about. The story. Situation and her children.
Besides history, why is the royal family still a thing?
Exactly.
I think they make money for England in tourism and stuff.
Sure.
And stuff. That's about it. That's my understanding. That's about it.
They should. Why? Just get rid of it. Like, Parliament has all the power anyway. Who cares? Like, they.
All right. Well, that's one royal family. So let's switch over to a different royal family. Some would say he is like the king of YouTube. Some would say he's one of the biggest creators in the world. His name is David Dobrick, if you guys don't know him. Do you guys know David Dobrick a little bit? Not really? I know.
Not at all.
Nope.
Not at all.
All right, just to summarize. So David Dobrick is a huge creator on YouTube. He creates videos where he goes around and shows off, going to parties and living this very extravagant life, doing pranks and such, and giving away cars and stuff like this. It's basically doing videos of the perfect like teenager life. You know what I mean? Going to parties all the time, having fun, and looking like having a carefree lifestyle. Well, in those videos, he does a lot of pranks, as I just said. And one of his he calls themselves the Vlog Squad, so a group of friends that partake in these videos. His name is Seth. To kind of express, he went on the H3 podcast, which is another podcast a few weeks ago, and basically said that he was feeling sexually harassed because he did this prank where he was tricked into making out with another man, and he thought he was making out with an attractive female in the group, and he felt sexually assaulted, and he expressed his remorse for that situation. And I guess this happened a few other times too, or at least one other time, and then
to the same guy.
The same guy happened one more other time. And he basically talked about how because he's from Compton and it's not very whatever. Isn't very welcomed in his community, and he had to answer a lot of questions to his family and friends back home. And he just felt he wanted an apology from David Dobrik, and he hasn't really answered in the press yet. And the person who was involved in this, Jason Nash, the older man who kissed this guy Seth, hasn't talked in the media yet. How do you guys, based on that story, what are you thinking? Like anything like?
Well, there was no consent to kiss that particular person, so therefore it is not welcomed.
It's definitely sexual assault in your opinion, right?
Definitely sexual assault. Yeah, it's not as egregious, and it may seem harmless, but also this person, they did not want this, and it was forced upon them.
Yeah, it's definitely like, and if you're expressing like, hey, I felt sexually assaulted. Now, the other wrinkle to this story is because David and Jason Nash, the two big creators in this situation, haven't addressed anything. They seem to have sent out one of their other Vlog Squad members, this guy named Scotty, who's kind of like the nice guy of the group, who everyone I guess really likes. And he made a video defending David and basically calling the allegations false, and he's saying the guy lied, but he had no evidence to really back himself up, and he got trashed basically making this apology video last week. I kind of want to talk about it because it seemed like Seth's allegations are being taken less seriously because it's a man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a man claiming he was sexually assaulted by another man, and everyone's kind of laughing off like, well, it was just a prank. You have to get over it. Right? Like,
I completely understand, John. Men in this country are just oppressed. We have not had anything given to us ever. Like, the matriarchy is just keeping us down, just trying to prevent us from having boners. Where's my sword? No, yes, people are going to look down on a guy complaining about, or I'm air quoting, complaining about sexual assault, because they're going to be like, oh, just get over it. Or it's the same whether it's a woman, whether it's a man, whether it's somebody who identifies somewhere in between or outside. It doesn't matter. Any part. If you feel that you've been sexually assaulted, sexually misguided, sexually lied to, something along that line, if something was wronged to you, there was a problem. Doesn't matter who you are.
I think, it's definitely wrong. And like David, maybe he shouldn't be held accountable with any kind of jail time or anything like that. But he definitely owes this man an apology, and he definitely needs to acknowledge his past behavior. Like this isn't okay. And like to just like imagine this happened to a woman. Like you said, hey, we need you to do this skit, and you're gonna kiss this person. Okay, I'd be happy to kiss this person. Oh, tricked you. It's this older man that you're grossed out about kissing. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people would take that. And if she came out, it was like, I felt sexually assaulted, I didn't consent to this. I think a lot of people take that very seriously, as they should. There's nothing wrong, but like, as they should. Not to the point that men have been held down, but it does seem like because Seth is a man, he's supposed to just kind of take this and kind of, well, it's a prank, get over it. You're just doing this for clout. A lot of people are accusing him because David Dobrik's so big. It's a crazy story. I think it's gross because based on what I've heard, I don't know, or what I've just described to you guys, I think I'm fully on Seth's side. I think it does sound like sexual assault.
Because even if you break it down to the bare minimum issue going on, if it was, because it happened multiple times apparently, right?
At least there was, so just to kind of recap, it happened twice. The first time there was absolutely no consent. The second time, David claims that he got consent from Seth because he has like this video where he says, I'm sorry, excuse me, beer coming up. He has this video where it says like, do I have your consent to get it again? And he, on the video, Seth says, I don't know how I'm going to consent to something that I don't know what's happening. And he uses that as consent. Seth explained that in the H3 interview. He was like, he was pestering me for a while, trying to get me to say yes. I never said yes. And he took this little part where I said, I don't know how I could consent to something. And he's like, it's not consent. I didn't consent to the second one. But even if you want to say he consented to the second one, you still have this issue of the first one.
Yeah.
And then there's a third one where Seth calls David up and basically says, hey, like, let's do the pranking, the kissing prank again. Like, I'll do the third one. I'm more open-minded this time. Everyone's using that to excuse the first two. Like, oh, well, you were okay with it now. That doesn't excuse it either. Like just because you're not okay with something, like maybe because it happened twice to you, you're just gonna be like, well, because there's money involved, I'm gonna go along with it because this is the reality. And then
it does muddy the waters with that third one being consenting, because then it's like, was there just drama to drum it up, or what was the deal? But we should be taken seriously if the first time was non-consenting.
Yeah. How would you guys feel though if Seth, because I don't, as I understand it, Seth hasn't asked for money. He hasn't asked for anything. I think all he wants is an acknowledgement of past behavior and change. But like if Seth did all of a sudden sue for damages, let's say, an emotional distress, and say, here are my receipts for therapy that I went to, how would you guys feel about that? Would you say that takes away? Would you say it doesn't matter? Like, what do you got?
I mean, that makes sense. Just if he needed emotional support or any type of therapy, then pay for that. If it's directly due to that, then yeah. Like that's the least.
Yeah, no, I concur.
Fully agree. Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was important to talk about because, it's a sexual assault allegation. It's one of the biggest creators on the field. I think a lot of people have been eager to not talk about this story because it is David Dobrick, and maybe a lot of people don't know him, but he's very big with the youth, and he's a huge YouTube creator, and a lot of people might be trying to sweep this under the rug, and I don't think we should be a part of that. We should be, we're Hot Takes and Beer Breaks, where we give hot takes and expose sexual assaulters.
Hot take, punch him in the throat.
We'll do it.
Whoever's involved, punch in throat.
We'll do it.
Then they'll learn.
Do you guys have any other final hot takes, or do you have any other beer breaks you want to give before we wrap this up?
How can we give more beer breaks? I still want to know what you rated that, Jason.
No.
What were you rating it?
No, that's the end of the podcast, everyone.
Thanks for drinking with us. Find us at Hot Takes and Beer Breaks on social media and wherever you get your podcasts. Cheers.
Adios.
Bye.